Hello, everyone. Today is Tuesday, July 25th, 2023 at 2:55 a.m. in the morning. I should be back asleep, but uh, that Mission Impossible perp, hold up. The online gang stalker Mission Impossible, that's supposedly all the way in Australia. Um, there's a tiny little baby spider. The Mission Impossible perp left me alone um, for almost about 6 months, I think, somewhere around there. He left me alone and then came back like they always come back with vengeance, or come back 10 times worse than what they originally, you know, they always come back 10 times worse than what they originally, well, 10 times more evil than what they originally were. Yeah. So, I've been doing perp walks. If not since 2019, I think it's been since 2020. I was already in Pensacola. I had been in Pensacola. Um, so I've been in Pensacola, and I've been doing the perp walks for probably since maybe summer or fall of 2020. That's when I started to do the gang stalking perp walks. Excuse me. The gang stalking perp walks is not new at all. I've been doing it for almost 3 years. And as I said, I do it for my protection and my safety. Because they're out here trying to traffic and trying to kill people. That's why in the previous videos that I showed y'all, it's like, well, I feel like, well, I would be glad to, appreciate, and accept a ride. But as I said, in my personal experiences, if I live like a block away and they want to prey on me and pretend that they're offering me a ride, and then next thing you know, go take a detour and go ride with me somewhere else, and then I start to panic. So even with women, I have to be careful. It's not about me being unappreciative or ungrateful, but I have to be careful. And self-righteous narcs treat me like I'm retarded and don't know any better. And they don't care about me because now, you pretended to care back then, but now you're perping and harassing and abusing me. So you never cared in the first place. You were all about control, trying to control people and make people feel retarded and make people feel slow. So you're younger than me and treat me like I'm retarded and don't have common sense and like I don't know any better. The gang stalking network, they will have something to say if I whether or not I accepted a ride. If I would have refused the ride offer and and said like, yeah, these gang stalkers are, they're trying to lure me or traffic me or whatever. If I declined the ride and if it's considered being smart, they would get upset. The online gang stalkers would get upset and then start gossiping and falsely accusing me of being ungrateful or unappreciative. But then if I were to get in the car with somebody and they go and do me something, they will say, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. She got what she deserved. I don't feel sorry for her. Because I mean, they'll be like, you were ungrateful to those poor, nice people who try to offer you a ride, whatever, And it's not even like that. It's not even the case. So they got something to say either way. But it is very difficult to ignore, and they want to keep me on edge and keep me in fear, and keep me scared and everything. So I'm like, well, I mean, if it's a couple of people offering me a ride, it might be innocent. But the fact that I just came from the laundromat, and then those perks were obvious, like the passenger in that expedition. Because I saw, like, I was almost done my laundry, and I was taking my clothes out of the dryer, and I saw that that green expedition pull in, and then I guess they rearranged and parked the vehicle and backed in, and then the one in the passenger side, had an obvious arm hanging out the window, like elbow hanging out the window like this. And then, elbow hanging out the window. And then, right when and then they had a female walking by. She was on her phone, and I kind of suspected she was a perp. I mean, I suspected that she was a perp too, and it might have been street theater. And so then, when I'm like, yeah, look at him with his, elbow out the window, whatever I said. And then he's like, oh, you need a ride? And I'm like, no, I thought he was talking to me, but then he said he was talking to, I'm talking to my granddaughter. You need a ride? So ever since then, everybody's like, you need a ride, you need a ride, you need a ride. But that's directed conversation. Like, it was like a directed conversation and street theater all mixing together. I'm seeing all these one headlight vehicles, all these red vehicles. So a couple of days ago, what day was that? Was it Friday? Wow, it seemed more recent than Friday, but I guess it was Friday. And it had a perp with one headlight when I went to the office. And the perp with the one headlight had try to act like he wanted to offer me a ride. You drive with one headlight, you're not to be trusted. So a lot of professed targeted individuals say that is the number one dead giveaway that somebody's a gang stalker. And because you're not gonna drive around with one headlight and not get pulled over unless you're one of them. But sometimes it might be rocky on if somebody will be a gang stalker or not. Like in my case, my Tourette's, I heard that sometimes remote neural monitoring and all that, I heard it would manipulate Tourette's symptoms. So then, like, this past week was the first time ever in my targeting my targeting videos, or any videos that I did, where me having a Tourette's tick or whatever, I get falsely accused of being a perp. But, somebody on TikTok gave me the reassurance and told me don't worry about those people. And she said, well, you know what? They have falsely accused me of being a perp too. Don't worry about them people. But, for me to be falsely accused like that, you already had a premeditated dislike or hatred towards me. And I never even did you anything. But it's all right. Because if you don't like somebody like that, you a damn perp. If you hate another fellow TI, and and then you're narcissistic, you a perp. I mean, an abusive, narcissistic, control freak, fake TI perp playing both sides. You're sitting there, the main one, the biggest mouth, talking about write letters to Congress and gather together your paperwork. Well, that's one less burden I have to worry about. Because you're one of the only people that's talking about that. Um, a lot of people know that with the depopulation and New World Order, Agenda 21, Agenda 2030 and all that, Agenda 2050 and ICLEI and the sustainable development and all that, the government ain't trying to make things better. They are pushing this New World Order. And there are some professed Christians who feel like, maybe it might be true, it might be false, I don't know. Excuse me, but they said that the New World Order is, part of Bible prophecy that must be fulfilled. And that they saying that all this evil has to happen in order to refine Christians and, get them closer to God. So that Christians can, enter the kingdom of heaven. But it really is so rough, and people's hearts really are cold. They ain't just cold, they're freaking frozen. Frozen. Hard frozen. Not just cold, but freaking hard frozen. And people who claim to be God's chosen, they don't even care about each other. But then, it seems like you might act like you care about an internet stranger like a family member, but you hate your own doggone family members. Or don't care about them, or don't care what the hell. I mean, it's the worst, scariest nightmare that my family, including twin sister, they all hate me to the point where they don't give a damn what happens to me. They would rather me have disappeared off the face of this earth. But if you ask them, they'll lie and say that I'm so evil, wicked, and hateful. When it's them. So, I don't know as I said, the online gang stalker Mission Possible that's way in Australia, so he claims. But he acts like he knows my life, my personal life here in America more than I do. And I think he's a straight up psychopath too, because he made a fake video where he made a subliminal death reference at me as well, but too coward to show his face or real name. So back in January or February, I don't remember when it was, if I was still in Pensacola or after I had already came to Cincinnati, but it was well before I came here to Texas. And so he backed off and left me alone for a while. And he said, oh, well, after she became monetized, then I stopped watching. And I'm like, great, that's one less perk. But he must have been watching me for a while to know about the Magnum bars and everything. Like, he must have been secretly stalking and watching me for a while to know about the Magnum bars and everything. And, what do you care what I eat? If you're sitting there wishing for me to be homeless and wishing for me to be dead, but you care about me eating a Magnum bar. Why don't you go have some? I mean, y'all want to feel jealous? Go ahead. Nothing is stopping y'all. If y'all want a freaking Magnum bar, go ahead. So, I figured they would be upset about me having a Magnum bar, and now they act like they can't stop talking about it. So I guess I don't have it all the time, but I've had Magnum bars, Now, what gang stalking vehicle is that? Is that the train, or is that a perp right outside the house, idling a loud vehicle? I ain't about to open the front door. I don't know if that. I can't tell if that's a loud vehicle or if that's a train. So so excuse me. So the fake Mission Possible perp. Yeah, he made a mockery video of a death threat at me. And when I was in Pensacola, he found out before I did that the place I was staying at was 25 West Government Street. That is some creepy shit that you way in a different country. And so he ain't the first one that the online gang stalkers, they falsely accused me of doxing myself. In the video that I did exposing the neighbors, I exposed the neighbors with the one headlight. And so yeah, it seems like when you target it and you expose the gang stalking, it seems like you're risking it can cost you your job, your home. It could cost you your everything by exposing. I would rather stay righteous and freaking expose. And he also was like, well, it's obvious you don't like it here and this is whatever. And so he falsely accused me. He falsely accused me of doxing myself on purpose and self-sabotaging on purpose for an excuse or an opportunity to justify making myself homeless again so that I can beg for handouts and scam or whatever. Only people with narcissistic personalities would think something like that. But he's worse than a narcissistic abuser. I think he's a straight up psychopath and a troll. So, I mean, you're a man in Australia, wanting to destroy an American woman's life, a woman who never did you anything. It's like the gang stalkers want for you to be unsafe, not secure. They want you to be in constant trauma and fear. And so, but as I said, I don't like it here, and I mean, I don't talk about it a whole lot that I don't like it here, but as I said, I'm glad to have a place to live. I'm glad to have a place to live and be off the streets, and trying to do any and everything I can to avoid having to be back on the streets. But how a narcissist operates is they want me homeless, and then they will project that onto me and falsely lie and say that I want myself to be homeless. When you want me homeless, I don't want myself back homeless again. I mean, you falsely accuse me of self-sabotaging on purpose to put myself back on the streets for an excuse to justify begging for handouts. That's a dumbass. I mean, as I said, they will falsely accuse and manipulate for you to look like a crazy, nonsensical person that lacks any kind of logic or anything, But they will. I mean, that's how they manipulate, lie, falsely smear campaign, and all that. So him saying all that stuff, and I went to bed. I don't remember if it was before or after 10 o'clock. It could have been 9:30, but I don't remember exactly what time I went to bed. But tiredness took over me, and I dozed off and fell asleep when I was in the middle of trying to upload the videos from yesterday. And then I slept, and I think I woke up at approximately like 12:45 in the middle of the night. Had to use the bathroom, and then I went to try to upload that last video, and that's when I saw he knows that he's blocked. So excuse me. The only people that share my videos in their community posts is the abusive narcissistic gang stalkers that try to discredit me. I mean, they'll share my video and try to discredit me to look crazy or look bad. But they'll try to discredit me and try to look bad. I mean, try to make me look bad. But then I'm battling out unwanted intrusive thoughts, everyone. So I forgot what I was. Okay, so then if it's not the gang stalkers, it be these fake ass pseudo divine goddesses that do the tarot card readings that share my videos. And it's like, I mean, I don't even know if they're trying to use my videos and try to put curses or witchcraft on me or something like that. I don't know. But I'm letting y'all know to be careful of the popular fake occultists that practice witchcraft and all that. That you know, if they're popular and fake and they got a lot of subscribers or a lot of followers, like I mean, so it seems like I mean, a lot of people even and it's like they try to mix Christianity and occultism. And so if you try to talk about, you know, psychic readings and then talk about light working and then talk about the Bible and the Holy Spirit, and I'm like, oh no, y'all just got everything. Y'all some big time deceivers. I don't follow people like y'all. So yeah, like I mean, they got so many occultic witches who sit behind a desk and all that and try to falsely, I think they just want to destroy souls of targeted individuals, and they're deceivers and liars and falsely call themselves God's chosen elect, more chosen ones, and they be into all that stuff. And they're the ones who are fake TI perps that be you know, they pretend to be Christian and then they wear the Masonic red hair, throw up devil horn hand signs, and falsely glorify themselves as knowing that they're good people who would be guaranteed to go to heaven when they die. But they think they're better than you and trying to point out that you did this wrong, you did that wrong, or make you feel like a bad person or the worst human being ever. So, I mean, as I said, I'm battling to stay off the streets. And they're threatening my finances, trying to make me feel like a criminal or a fraud or something like that. You know, it wasn't until after I got here. And then, you know, after I get here, people try to say, well, that place is no good for you. You need to go somewhere else. Well, I don't have anywhere else to go. I mean, if I end up leaving here, no place else but the streets. But this place came, like, I wouldn't say fully furnished, but it came with the basic necessities of being furnished, but not fully furnished with a luxury couch and a desk and all that. But it came like I got 2 beds and a shower and a toilet and a microwave and mini fridge / freezer. I have an air conditioner. I have a chair. You know, this is what. Oh, and I don't watch the TV. You know, I never turned that TV on. I never turned that TV on, and I don't watch the TV. And you know, we got free like Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi that's included. So if this place is furnished, and then it's furnished, all bills paid, no deposit, like no security deposit, no 3.5 times the rent and all that. You know, it's like an extended stay hotel for the price of a it's like an extended stay hotel for the price of a cheaper apartment. But here you have to have a car, in which I don't have a car. So the fake Mission Possible perp falsely accused me of self-sabotaging with cars, homes, jobs, and everything like that. I'm like, you don't even know me. You don't even know me. I mean, the first time I got to have a car of my own was 2005, before Hurricane Katrina, and I almost lost my car. But then, like, I went without a car, and then I tried to get one in 2007. It was a gang stalker that scammed me. I didn't even know about gang stalking. I had no idea about gang stalking back then. And so, you know, it's like when you get taken advantage of or abused, and then narcissistic abusers play God and act like they have the final authority and last say so, you know, that you get what you deserve. But then there are other people who say the people who did you dirty, that they're gonna pay, like they're gonna pay in, pay in hell for all eternity for what they did unless they repent. I'm sitting here working on my repentance or improving, because here I have better chance at quiet time. Not always though, because they be trying to make noise and all that. But if I would have some time, quiet time with God, to try to pray and read the Bible more so than when I'm out there on the streets and constantly distracted and can't get any peace. And then a lot of moments I'll be up in here and can't get any peace. Like right now, I don't feel like I'm at peace because the Social Security thing is held over my head. If it weren't for that, then all the other harassment, I probably could have had some parts or some moments where I could have relaxed. But the Social Security try to play police and manipulate, frighten, and scare you. And, due to the gang stalking, I be trying as best as I could to avoid them like the plague, but can't. But, I wish that I could have my own, even if it's a work at home or work from home job opportunity. But I don't have a computer. And that's just Wi-Fi, and of course it's not guaranteed. But those outlets back there, I don't know if those are outlets are suitable for hardwired internet. And I also don't know if the front office will allow for me to get that installed. And then I don't have enough money. I don't have the money. Even if I were to have a laptop, I wouldn't have the money for the installation. So, I'm sitting here. I wish there were more jobs I can do on my phone without a car. But, yeah, they want hardwired internet for a lot of things. They want hardwired internet. So, um, and then the online gang stalkers, they tell everybody not to help or support me. But as I said, if it weren't for the gang stalking, sabotage, and everybody hating my guts, my ebooks could have made their own money for themselves. No matter how well or poorly written, it's like if people gonna respect you, they're gonna respect you. But they hate you, they hate you. But it's a lie when people say if you give respect, you get respect. So how are you an abusive, narcissistic, satanic bully lecturing me about treating people with kindness when you're not kind and you're sitting there making threats to destroy my life and make me back homeless again and making subliminal death threats at me? That's really scary. And people don't even care. And they tell me that the death threats, people talking about the death, that I should ignore the death threats and that the death threats should be the least of my worries. Because it ain't happening to you and you don't care about me. If my life doesn't matter to you and you think my life should be just thrown in the trash, and you hate me to the point where you want my soul in hell and hoping for my soul to be in hell. I mean, so you bullying, harassing, lecture me, and then trying to talk about, oh, you never did any kind thing for anybody ever in your life. Well, how long have you been stalking me for? And you don't even know I'm about to be 40 in exactly a month from now. But you don't know what good or bad deeds I have done, and it's not your place to judge. But I know you're evil, and you're doing evil to me, so that's why I have a right to judge. Because you're doing evil to me. As I said, all this unprovoked harassment, narcissistic lectures, and just picking on me for no reason from random different people. For you to pick on and harass somebody, if you claim to be targeted and you falsely accuse me of being a perp, and you don't give a damn about me because you're the narcissistic, control freak, fake TI perp. And I mean, as I said, for somebody to be closed-minded and stubborn. Oh, I discovered that a fraudulent journey. She used it like she perked me by using a phrase of lyrics of one of my favorite songs, and she spelled it wrong. And of course, her trying to bully me, pick on me, disrespect me, and call me mentally ill and everything like that. Bully, harass, and laugh at somebody. A real targeted individual don't do shit like that, especially if somebody haven't even talked to you in a long time. So yeah, so how my day was yesterday though. Uh, I think I was up all night and couldn't sleep, feeling stressed out and frustrated. Uh, I kind of don't even fully remember everything. But then I didn't get to fall asleep. I don't remember if it was 8:45 or 10:45 that I got me some sleep, and then I woke up. It was maybe about 2:30, or I think it was 2:30. But like in the middle of the night, like about 2:30 yesterday morning, um, I was stressed out and frustrated, and I had I don't remember what I ate, but I ate something. Oh, I ate the last two pomegranates, and I think the one of the bag. I mean, the last of one of the bags of the cookies that I had, and then and then I don't know if I had water to drink. I think I did. And then my anxiety was high and I was up. And then I was, online and everything. And then about 7:30, I tried to eat the last of the black eyed peas, rice, and mixed vegetables, and some tuna with barbecue sauce. The canned skipjack tuna with barbecue sauce on it. But um, I I felt bad to have to throw away the food because the I thought that I rinsed the container out all the way, but it seems like it was lots of bubbles and foam, and it smelled like the strong dishwashing liquid. And it seems like as if I have to take longer. Like it would take me 10 minutes, like 5 or 10 minutes, to thoroughly wash whatever off my hands. It would take me 10 minutes. I mean, it's like in my hometown, New Orleans, and when I was in Pensacola and I think Cincinnati, I was able to just wash my hands and then go about my business. But here, I mean, when I was in Denton, Texas, I really didn't have that problem. But here in Bloomington and here when I was in Greenville, South Carolina, I had to deal with, like, I heard that was considered soft water, and that's why it takes longer. Like the water supply is soft water, and that's why it takes longer to rinse off stuff. So I have to keep in mind to rinse for longer. You know, even when I would wash my hair, after I get out of the shower, I can feel soap trying to dry and stick to my head, like as if I didn't wash all the soap out all the way when I thought I did. But so like after 2 something, my anxiety was high and I felt like strong enough to go out. And I showed and told y'all about me going to the laundromat, and then me dealing with the neighbors, what they did, and then going to the grocery store. And I'm glad I didn't have to go to both Family Dollar and Dollar General. But I just went to Family Dollar and then came back home. And I tried. They had that Eckrich sausage that they said was skinless sausage, Polish sausage or something. So I tried it with some hot dog buns and provolone cheese. And I got nervous, I got scared, I got worried because I'm like, oh man, am I eating too much saturated fat? Is something bad going to happen? Like me just having all these fears, But I'm like, well, how come if I can eat 3 hot dogs with cheese and not be really having to worry? But I guess provolone cheese is more original or more natural than the fake, Velveeta or Kraft singles or something. Like it probably got more fat than, but and the sausage was not low fat at all. So I didn't realize how much dairy I bought, with me buying the cheese and me buying the milk and me buying the, they had, I was trying to avoid them too, but they had like Klondike bars and all that they always be on sale, 2 for $9, 2 boxes for $9, but I haven't taken advantage of those sales yet. But they had Klondike ice cream cones or whatever that were buy one get one free. And then I got me some peas that were buy one get one free. And the Life cereal and some other cereals that they had were like 2 for $6 or something like that, or $3.75 or 2 for $6. And so they rung up $4.50 individually each. And I'm like, well, wow, they were supposed to be 2 for $6, but I caught that and I realized that, and the cashier was nice and respectful, and she changed out. I mean, she gave me my refund or whatever. Um, so yeah, I got me some Life cereal, milk, eggs, hot dog buns. I wanted to try the sausage. I got me some provolone cheese um and I got me a few other things. But my bags were I mean my bags were kind of heavy. Yeah, did I say eggs? Yeah, I got milk and eggs and a few other things. So so yeah, it's like I'm like, wow, I got so much dairy. But I mean, there have been a point where I didn't have that much dairy, so um but it's like, how could I, when I was homeless on the streets, I'm sitting here struggling to survive and not even counting my own calories or worried about eating too much of salt for the day or too much fat for the day or too much sugar for the day. Every now and then I did, you know, because it's like I know that those restaurants were high calorie, meals and stuff like that. So yeah, so when I woke up this morning, I got back online, and that fake Mission Possible perp, when he said, it's like really it really caused me anxiety and fear, making remarks about me being back homeless again and stuff. Now, like, because plotting y'all plotting to make me back homeless again, not me, but I'm not gonna shut up. If I mean, so it's like if um they wanted me to compromise with being quiet about my gang stalking, and then oh great, we can reward you with letting you have a job now. Y'all are not God. It's like multiple people trying to play God, multiple satanic people trying to pretend like they have the authority of God, but doing Satan's work, because Satan wants to be God so bad, and people want to be God. No, people want to be above God. Satan mentioned about wanting to be like the Most High in Isaiah, but they got people who even claim to be Christian and act like as if they delusionally believe that they are above God. And those are the knocks you need to stay away from. And one thing with narcissistic abusers, I see it in more in overt narcissists, or I guess malignant narcissists, rather than the narcissistic abusers who start off fake nice and then turn mean. But they try to manipulate and scare you. By trying to, like, they widen their eyes to manipulate and convince you of something, or to try to frighten and scare you, or to try to manipulate, threaten, frighten, and scare you into obedience and compliance. Yeah, so I mean, oh, and what else I bought? Well, I don't have to say everything, but I don't remember. Oh, it was I don't remember. I guess it was probably 1:45. I went and took a shower, and I'm glad they didn't squeeze my organs. And and I mean, as I said, due to them squeezing my organs and hitting me with the weapons, I can't even shave, like I need to. Or I mean, sometimes I can't even bathe or shower like I want to or need to. It's hindering me from getting a shower every day, like I wish I could. But or stay really clean. So me trying to just you know, it makes me feel really bad to have to, because of them doing this to me, that I have to, for me to end up, you know, going 4 and 5 days without a shower. And it makes me feel really bad because this wasn't like me. I used to be, more susceptible to taking a bath or a shower every day. And I would love to relax and soak in the tub and detox. Oh, I brought some Stouffer's lasagna as well. And I bought me some fruit juice. Yeah, it's almost that time where I might need to get me some more butter. I still got some radishes left. I don't know if they're still good. So and the Mission Possible perp talking about me having a failed, like, be a failure at jobs, keeping a job, or having you know talking about, well, my diet is a failure because my intended diet improvement is a failure because of the gang stalking harassment that y'all putting me through. They got some professed targeted individuals that smoke weed or drink alcohol to try to find a way to escape. Or I know it ain't healthy, but y'all got unhealthy habits of, stalking and bullying people. So, sitting here eating junk food to cope, or if certain targeted individuals, if they smoke weed or smoke cigarettes or drink alcohol to cope. But when you really don't have anybody, or like I come on here to vent to cope, I try to write to cope. But as I said, I don't have the convenience to go to the real grocery store. Like, I have to plan it in advance, and it's no guaranteed if I can get an appointment for the next day. I might have to wait 2 weeks if they supposedly all booked up. So that, and then, well, my finances, they're, as I said, they're threatening my finances. But the gang stalkers act like they think they're online strangers who don't know shit. They act like they think they know you better than you, and then try to rewrite history and change your narrative, try to change the narrative of reality, and then falsely call you delusional. But you think you know my life more than I do. Hold up, okay. But as I said, and then these people who be calling themselves Empress, Enchantress, Goddess, and Divine, and all those names, they be narcissistic, control freak, fake TI perps, and regular perps. And then they pretend that they're victims of narcissistic abuse and gang stalking when they're turning around, they're doing it to others. As I said, that Paul guy acting like as if he was butthurt about me calling him an abusive narcissist. Well, you falsely accused me of being a perp. And I'll never get an apology, but it's all right. But I'll just stay the hell away from you because you are abusive and narcissistic and closed-minded, stubborn, think you know it all. And you feel like because a certain gang stalking tactic ain't happening to you, then it ain't real. But then, like a lot of our targeting experiences varies. So he's the one who talking about how people should write letters to Congress and write to the police and get paperwork. And I'm like, why? And they're part of it. So they got some people to try to manipulate and be like, well, if you don't write letters to Congress, then you're not a real TI. Or if you don't join the TI conference meetings, then you're not a real TI. Well, if you don't go to the rallies, you're not a real TI. And then it'd be all the popular fakes. So it's like they try to erase my existence in the so-called TI community, and they perp the shit out of me. It's like the so-called TI community, ironically, is full of perps. There's very few of us real TIs. And then you falsely accusing me of being a perp, but y'all say that TIs need to stick together. But you handpick who the bully pick on and single out, which is perp shit your damn self, hypocrite. I felt the need to vent all that what I just said. Because, if something bothers me, I feel like I have to talk about it rather than just keep holding it in. So, if I had, if there was an HEB, instead of Dollar General right there, or any other grocery store like HEB or Aldi, or glad it ain't fake Walmart. But if it was either one of those stores, a grocery store with produce, or even if it was ain't no chance of a Trader Joe's being here, but if it was Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, I could have been doggone losing weight or eating better, really, seriously. And if the refrigerator it was bigger, I could have like more produce, and But when I go to the real grocery store, I be striving and trying, to have more produce. But I don't have that much space in here. But I wish I had enough. I wish I could get me a burner and some pots and pans and a spatula and be cooking. I wish I could be doing that, because but then I thought the crock pot would be easier, but my food comes out bad. Well, some people said that some people feel like that my crock pot food look good. If they feel like my crock pot food would look good, But I don't do the best. I know I don't do the best job all the time. But as I said, the people with narcissistic personalities, if you like, say if I'm new at something and I make a mistake, they think that I deserve to be punished from ever doing that again. Or I should learn my lesson to never do such and such again. But it's like, well, mistakes is how you learn. You're not going to be perfect you're not going to be perfect the first time. Or even probably the 15th time. Or probably the 50th time, you probably still ain't going to be perfect. But you can get better as you keep on, But in their eyes, they be jealous and hate you, and no matter what. You just no matter what you do or say, you're just never good enough or right enough for them. But they act like as if you're supposed to live on this earth to please them, and you're not. They want to steal God's credit, and steal God's authority and power and rulership. So So yeah, I was saying that like I think that Paul guy already didn't like me, or he's the type of person who thinks he's better or look down on me. He didn't seem like he wanted to try to connect with me and fight this targeting together. Because he only made a few comments on my videos, like if he said like, as if he might think I'm aggravating for exposing a noise harassment. And he like would comment like, wear earplugs or something like that. Like, And then he don't respond back when I try to explain to him. You know, and one time he tried to say, well, you should get a WhatsApp. And I'm like, for what? I mean, I don't touch WhatsApp. I mean, I can't, I mean, I don't want to deal with WhatsApp. I didn't want to deal with TikTok in the first place or other really social media. I called myself trying to vow to never do Instagram, get back on Facebook, or get back on Twitter, or um, I don't even do FaceTime, or I don't have anybody I can FaceTime with. I mean, I did Skype and Uvu a couple of times, but I never FaceTimed anybody, and I don't do FaceTime. I don't do WhatsApp. And there was a point in time I wanted to stay away from TikTok and didn't like it. But now I'm glad to have another outlet where I can expose my targeting. But they had another website similar to TikTok. I don't remember the name of it though. But it seemed like it was trash and hardly anybody there to talk about narcissistic abuse or gang stalking. See, they hit me in my right ear with the directed energy weapons. So I don't. Paul is that type of person. I don't think he really cared about me or gave a fuck about me. But he would get frustrated about being isolated and lonely, or that TIs can't band together or stick together. But I'm like, well, y'all saying that, but then you'd be the first to falsely accuse somebody of being a perp. When you got, like, if you got narcissistic personality, you got more tendencies to be a perp. If you don't care about somebody, but all you want to do is try to think you got the authority to control and punish and abuse. I mean, so he tried to say, well, if a targeted individual run up on a gang stalker, then the gang stalker have a right to shoot and kill you. And then, I'm like, well, didn't you just? Well, I didn't tell him that, but I'm thinking, well, you chased after, well, the perp did spit on the ground, and I didn't even realize that spitting was a gang stalking tactic. But I didn't even realize that until recently, that spitting on the ground was a gang stalking tactic. Maybe I heard about it back in 2019 and forgot all about it. But I haven't noticed in my programming of gang stalkers spitting on the ground. But the throat clearing and coughing, I knew about that, but I forgot about it. But there's a difference between coughing when you're sick and a difference between coughing or pretending to over-exaggerate fake cough on purpose, deliberately and intentionally, and then gaslight and, manipulate people to, manipulate the target to, you're letting people know that you're aware. So, I had to humble myself and realize that when, not everybody with the red car is a gang stalker. But if you see 3 red cars like I did yesterday, I know that's another dead giveaway. Yeah. So Paul, as I say, he would throw up satanic hand signs like what perps do. And you wear whole red hoodies. And you kept making false promises and lying and saying you're going to get rid of your red clothes or red hoodie. You still wear red hoodies and all that. So, barely the little red, But see, I don't know if he would have saw me eating out of this. If I would have done a video and eaten out of this, and, I've been using these for containers. It came with this pork. But I don't know if he would have freaked out and or anybody else would have falsely accused me of being a perp. And, as I said, that was one of the first containers that I had. It's like certain items you buy, like at Family Dollar, it's all this is like it's red, white, and blue. It's like a lot of the Illuminati corporations, they use those colors, you know. But this right here, I got it from, it's like one of the few mops I can get. It's blue and white, but what if red and white was the only thing there? And this is in the blue package. What if it was red and not blue? Or this right here is blue. What if it was red? So, I mean, I don't intentionally, like, as I said, me being targeted myself, try to avoid, you know, the color red. But in my experiences, people can gang stalk with any color. There was a point in time I was gang stalked with a whole bunch of yellow. Or if I'm gang stalked with a whole bunch of orange. Or gang stalked with my doggone favorite colors. Purple and turquoise and all that. So, you see a lot of these items, right? You know, a lot of yellow. And then those red cups right there, here's the clear, and then they got the red ones, you know, and it's like red would be the only color that those come in, but every now and then they might not have any clear ones, and all they might have is the red. But I explained about my MP3 player and earbud situation, about red being the cheapest thing available or the only thing available. But there's a difference when you maliciously and intentionally try to do XYZ or say XYZ. I mean, as I said, with Paul wearing a red hoodie and throwing up satanic hand signs, he would have went off on me or acted hostile or created a whole damn war if I would have said, Paul, you a perp because you wearing a red hoodie and throwing up satanic hand signs. But as I said, he already didn't like me for whatever reason and just wanted to pick on me. But you ain't got to worry about me no more. I'm staying the fuck away from you. So, these Dairy Queen spoons are red. I mean, when I was homeless on the streets, I tried to avoid red anything as much as possible. But me having a place to live was like, you know, like so many red items. But I mean, I still don't have red clothes, and I still try to make an intentional, conscious decision to avoid wearing red. And now, I would try to avoid wearing blue also because the gang stalking network, but you know, the gang stalking network, they sometimes targets could be triggered by blue as well, or they might be triggered by black or white. So as I said, I make a conscious decision I don't even ever try to deliberately or intentionally trigger other TIs. But you know, people have said that, oh, if you're perping with pink or purple, those are variants of red. You know, but purple is my favorite color. Purple and dark yellow, like this thing of honey right here, and this baking soda box, and well, actually, the perfect. I can't tell if this is dark yellow or orange, but this right here is the perfect. I don't know if it's dark yellow or light orange, but I love this color, that color, and I love plum purple. You know, I mean, I like the color red, but I'm not too crazy over the color red. But like with these, right here, the measuring cups, some of them came with the color red. It was multiple colors. I mean, the colors are they the colors are categorized by the size, but they got some gray and red and white or whatever. That was what they had. So but my twin sister would mock and perp me by oh, Candy gets freaked out by and the online gang stalkers. They were all talking about something. Oh, Candy gets freaked out by the color red. Oh, well, why does she worship Jesus' blood? Jesus' blood is red. Oh, Candy doesn't like Jesus' red blood. Candy's Jesus is money and stuff like that. Or Candy likes ketchup and ketchup is red. Why she don't avoid red food and why she don't avoid this? Like, just picking on me and harassing me, bullying, harassing, laugh at me and think the shit is funny. But my twin sister did that to it's like my twin sister doing stuff on purpose, doing and saying stuff on purpose just to make me mad. And I didn't know she was a gang stalker all that time. And she would brag and laugh about doing and saying stuff on purpose to get underneath my skin and make me mad and offended and frustrated and stuff. So she'll try to lie and say that red is her favorite color. But nah, she's been perping all those damn years. Red wasn't always your favorite color, damn it. But my favorite colors is the color of the top of the Peter Pan peanut butter that y'all just saw, like dark yellowish orange or something. That's the perfect, I love that color. And I love plum purple. And I love teal and wait. You see, can y'all see this, this purple up here? The purple of this right here. That's that purple. I like purple, orange, dark yellow, teal, turquoise. Wait, hold up. Am I missing something? Purple, orange, dark yellow, teal, and turquoise. And I don't mind gold and silver and black and white and gray and stuff. But I really don't. I like black a lot too, and I like white. But colors like green and red and blue, brown, I really don't like those colors. But I also like navy blue. Like navy blue and white is awesome. I like navy blue. Or navy blue and that dark yellow that I just showed y'all. Oh, it almost reminds me of purple. And, I like dark navy blue. But, I don't like the color green, but unless it's something lighter like this, I like something like that. But yeah, see this orange color. I like orange. But also people might say orange is a variant of red, But this kind of blue, I don't like this. I'm not gonna say I don't like it, but the lights just flickered. But I'm not too crazy over this kind of blue. I don't really like it, but the other shower stuff, the shower curtain had it got mildew on it. So the color, not so much this, maybe this a little bit, but I like this color. So this is the new shower curtain. I really like this color right here. This is the main one. I like this. And I like the color of this dress too. See, I like the color of this dress and this one. I've never been into sports, but I like I've never been into sports, but I always love Los Angeles Lakers and LSU colors. And I like the New Orleans Saints colors. And I always like the Miami Dolphins colors and New Orleans Hornets. Well, they changed it to the Pelicans, and I'm not too crazy over the Pelicans colors, but at first it was Charlotte Hornets, and then they changed it to New Orleans Hornets. And I used to like that North Carolina Tar Heels. And I used to like the color of the San Antonio Spurs and and the Detroit Pistons. So when we were in foster care, the foster sister April sent us, I think it had to have been so-called Christmas presents. And April got each of us 3 jerseys when we were in our sophomore year in high school. And so we all fought over them because I don't know, I wanted the Detroit Pistons one. I like those colors, but Joni got the Chicago Bulls, and Joni fraudulently and illegally was the first to get every doggone thing, and she got the doggone Chicago Bulls jersey, which, Chicago Bulls is red. And I think we were all trying to fight over that one. But I really wanted the Pistons, and I always was considered the lowest of value, of importance, and they forced me to be left with the Dallas Mavericks color. It was blue with a little bit of green and white. And I didn't want the doggone Dallas Mavericks. I wanted the doggone Detroit Pistons. That's the one I didn't even really care about the Chicago Bulls either, But when we got Crocs one time, no, they weren't Crocs. They were some other kind of, they were not Crocs. They were some other kind of, they were called clogs. Back in the 90s, these shoes that came before Crocs, they were called clogs. And the clog shoes, we could have been in 7th grade, I think. And I think my twin sister, they let her have the pink ones or a different color, or maybe the green ones. And they left me with the ugliest color, the color that nobody wanted, the color that nobody likes, the brown ones. And I was so upset. They left me with the brown ones, and I don't remember what other colors that the foster mom got for us or whatever. But it's like the foster mom would get us different kinds or different colors or something on purpose, just to get us to fight over it, just to manipulate us to fight over it. Excuse me. But then if she got us the same, she every once in a, like when we were little, the foster mom used to dress us alike, but sometimes she would dress us just alike when we were little, and other times she would dress us the same clothes but different colors. And she would always have me with red or yellow, and always have my twin sister with blue. Or vice versa. But a lot of the times they had, like, as we got older, she would, she wouldn't have us, like, dressing alike and stuff, But I remember these LA Gear shoes, the last we ever heard of LA Gears, when we started 7th grade, and it looked like some walking trail shoes or hiking boots or something, and they used to be the LA Gears that light up. But I used to love those. They weren't the most comfortable, but we were fascinated by the fact that they used to light up. But even then, we kind of dressed alike a little bit. But the foster mom kept us separated and forced us to have different personalities and be different. But, they separated us with different schools. Now, what if it would have been a scenario where if they would have separated us in different, not caring that we're twins, separated us in, if we were, like, separated from 1st grade, like if they would have put me in a different home and left my twin sister there, and then, if I grew up, all these years without my twin sister, and then we meet up sometime. Well, what if after we 18, 19 years old, still don't know each other? And then, finally, Facebook, social media. Oh, here's my twin sister. oh, like, I mean, it would have took for something like that to get us to get along better. No, we don't get along nowadays because the foster mom didn't give a fuck and she raised us wrong. She raised us wrong. That's why we don't get along but she knew what she was doing and because she was in her late 30s or early 40s. But she just, like, people say that the foster mom systematically mind controlled us or manipulated us. Because, well, April and Shelley, they're not all that close, to be honest. But, I don't think April and Shelley are all that close. But they get along and love each other. They're maternal half-sisters. But Joe and April would be close enough that Joe would be living with April, and April wouldn't charge him rent to stay there. You know, I know she wouldn't charge him, that she loved him enough that she wouldn't charge him rent to stay there. Or if they're staying with the foster mom, she wouldn't charge them rent to stay there. But, oh, you taking my fucking money, you evil bitch. But you raised us from a baby and then treat us like we ain't shit. Like you want that there to be a reminder that you don't like, that you hate me and don't want anything to do with me. And I was a minor, a child, a teenager. And, you know, the foster mom would give me constant reminders that I deserve to be dead. But when we were in 7th or 8th grade, it was the foster stepdad lecturing us about how we deserve to be dead. And then she started this shit. And so it wasn't like until after I became targeted, that's when she started, you know, giving me narcissistic lectures about how I deserve to die and all that. So, like, to torment and harass and just keep lecturing me, giving me this constant reminder about how I deserve to be dead, or how I'm going to one day wind up dead, or I'm going to grow up to be a homeless prostitute, a homeless schizophrenic crazy prostitute on drugs. Well, that's what the gang stalkers want us to be like. They want us to be considered like losers. So I'm starting to hear more noise in traffic. As I said, this small, tiny ass little town, you hear more noise at 4:30 in the morning than you do at 10:30 in the morning. How is that possible? But yeah, I mean, well, yesterday, earlier in the morning, I had I couldn't eat the beans and rice. I mean, the black eyed peas and rice. I couldn't eat them. So I had those little, small little shelf-stable Belgian waffle things. And I had 2 of those, and I had a can of tuna, because I meant to eat the beans and rice and the tuna, but then the beans and rice, I couldn't eat them because it's too soapy. I didn't even realize, oh man. So I felt really terrible to have to throw them away. Like, you could smell, like, and I thought I rinsed it good enough, you know. So, but I took some bentonite clay hoping I could try to stay on the safe side, you know. So I guess I'm all right. But so then, you know, I fell asleep yesterday, but for dinner I had 3 hot dogs with the sausage rather than hot dog wieners, because I don't know why I was craving hot dog, like regular hot dogs, and craving regular hot dogs, and you know, but I mean, it's like, well, for me to have that sausage, I'm like, is the sausage have more fat than regular hot dog wieners? I mean, I don't know, but the sausage and the provolone cheese, but the bread is no saturated fat and 2% regular fat, And it's like, well, how can people eat 3 and 4 hot dogs with chili on all of them? Like, or we can have like 4 hot dogs with chili and cheese plus some chips and be worry free. And I'm sitting here like, scared of something, like scared of like yesterday, scared of something bad happening to me. And then at the I look at the Klondike ice cream bar. I mean ice cream cones. And I noticed that I forgot how much regular fat, but it's 50% saturated fat. But it's the bad saturated fat, not the good coconut oil, healthy saturated fat. You know. So there's a difference between the good coconut oil, olive oil. Now people are talking about truffle oil, like coconut oil, olive oil, truffle oil, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, or almond oil, or sesame oil, or like people, talking about the toasted sesame oil. You know, yeah. So I'm glad I was able to get me a little sleep last night. But yeah, it's like people, me being a single, I'm like, why would a man want a woman to be home deliberately and on purpose? Make for a woman to be vulnerable, unsafe, and homeless, and like have no income. Like, why would you do that to a woman? Only somebody with a demonic spirit and narcissistic personality would do something like that. But I heard a lot of targeted individuals are empaths, but they got too many professed targeted individuals who are narcissistic abusers, like narcissistic and controlling, and treat you like you lack common sense and they don't give a damn. They don't care about you. And sometimes people say that professed targeted individuals might perp you or hurt you or bully or pick on you because they're jealous and if they feel like they want to relieve themselves of their own, like the trauma and the hurt of their own targeting. But I've never done that to another TI before. Never perped anybody, never intentionally or willfully perped anybody. But, I'll cuss you out or call you a name, in self-defense after you hurt me first. But like, if I see a target going through something, I don't just like unprovoked, try to pick on them and harass them and point out something that they did wrong or stalk and follow their every move or whatever. As I said, if I get into an argument with you, I don't even go and try to stalk everything you do after the argument. I say what you did to me and then I try to stay away. I try to make a conscious decision I try as best as I can to not be like what the gang stalkers do. As I say, I'm trying to better myself and try to be more righteous. Because a lot of wrong that I did in the past was out of ignorance. But I'm pretty sure I've done some intentional evil things back then. But then now I realize there is a such thing as a real God. Wow. If there is a such thing as a real God and, a real true Savior, and that made me try to better myself and change. I'm not fully changed from sinful things, but, I make attempts at trying. They might be failed attempts, but I'm trying, But yeah, it seems like it's awkward for my fridge and my miniature fridge and freezer to have like a lot of the time like raw meat straight from the animal, and fresh produce in that mini refrigerator. Because like when people stay in hotels or motels and they got just a mini fridge and microwave, I mean, like how do people even like? Well, I guess they would get sick more often, or have to go to the doctor more often, or have more health problems. But um, if people are living off of TV dinners and packaged food, I lived off of that for so many years, and then being ignorant and brainwashed on psychiatric medications. I mean, those Klondike bars, I shouldn't have those. I mean, I know, I'm telling myself, I'm condemning myself. I shouldn't have those in there. But I mean, as I said, me just having difficulty with trying to cope or not knowing how to cope, you know, um, wow, and having really nobody to talk to. But as I said, I've been trying to reach, like, trying to get closer, making attempts at trying to get closer. But I have my moments where I might backslide or neglect prayer or Bible reading. But I'm still spiritually not ready to do fasting, like some serious fasting, because of the trauma and abuse from manipulate. I mean, I know I need to overcome that someday, but it's like if you've been through a religious trauma and a cult, and then it's like, and then you exploit what I went through, and then use the Bible to manipulate, control, and abuse and shame me, and make me feel like, I mean, I can't even, like a lot of people who profess to be Christians, I can't even be around them. Have to be by myself, because it seems like they're just abusive, narcissistic, and fake self-righteous, and they be just shame-mongering. And they want the whole world to know that, and they want you to look publicly look stupid. They want the whole world to know what you did. But in a lot of times, if they're abusive, narcissistic gang stalkers, to twist and manipulate you to look the craziest. I'm like, well, I thought you were anti-New World Order or anti-Illuminati. But here you still thinking that I'm irrational, illogical, incoherent, make no sense, just crazy. Oh, she's just crazy. Or you have a mental problem. Or you got mental issues. You need help, seriously. You need serious help, like yesterday. Oh, it is clear that you are not in your right mind, and you need somebody to govern you. You need an overseer. You need somebody to do this for you, because obviously you don't know how to take care of yourself. But I mean, I'm an adult. It's like these people want to try to force unwanted contact and try to control your life. And but see, New Orleans being like no wonder why people used to bully, harass, and pick on me and exclude me and everything. I didn't realize they were all part of witchcraft, and that's why they think they're better than you. And you back then, if I would see those light-skinned, pretty Creoles or whatever that looked mixed or whatever, I used to be colorist back then. But after I got a certain age, I realized how wrong that was. And I don't even see, I be feeling like, well, people who I used to not like or thought that they look a certain way, now I see why it would be better for me to be with this person who society would call ugly. Well, at least they ain't narcissistically abusing me, because they can be beautiful as hell, and because of the things that they done to you, you no longer look at them as pretty. And they got some hell-faced, ugly, narcissistic abusers, no matter what skin color, race, or whatever either. Also, I mean, people try to talk about that the light-skinned, pretty Creoles, that they were, abusive, narcissistic, stuck-up sluts that think they're better than everybody. And they'd be the number one abusive, narcissistic gang stalkers as well. Look at the fake foster mom, Adrian Felder. We were blinded by her, genetic features back then when we were younger and didn't know any better. But now, after I find out the truth, I don't want shit to do with the woman. I mean, as I said, she the one who got me on the freaking. I mean, it had to have been her. I'm not. I don't 100. I mean, I'm saying it. It had to have been her, or she could have connected with somebody else who actually did the deed with somebody more powerful than herself. She probably connected with another person who would have got me put on the list. But all this gang stalking shit, yeah, it's been since foster. Ooh, and they hit me in my ear. They hit me in my ear. I mean, they just electronically stabbed my ear. I mean, right now they just caused like not the high pitched ring just now, but I'm documenting this. They quickly hit me with like a sharp stab in my ear, and now they're hitting me right here. Some people say it's your next door neighbors or neighbors nearby that's hitting you with the. But other people say no. Don't say that it's the nearby neighbors or people near you because then you'll look crazy. You should say that. Oh, it's just. Come on, man. That loud truck. So or they'll say no, it's not the people near you using their phones or equipment. Oh, it's the satellite drones in the sky that's hitting you with the weapons. Well, what is it when you don't see the drones during the day? You only see the drones at night. And then the drones be trying to get so close that they be trying to frighten, intimidate, and scare you. And I had to be homeless on the streets and see those drones. It's like they would have one that would come, right directly over me and try to frighten and intimidate. Some people say that it's unmanned drones with no people. But, they say that the satellites are stalking and watching the target 24/7 from what I heard, But, I mean, as I said, people blocking and avoiding me, it's a lot about this targeting program that I'm ignorant of and can't learn. Because how am I supposed to know this if you block me and then you want to shun me for being ignorant and not knowing? So, yeah, that's a new thing that I heard of, about gang stalkers spitting on the ground. I mean, so I didn't even realize that tactic. But I know what tactics happened to me, and I heard about, see, all these loud vehicles. Why are the trucks even manufactured to be that loud? Just to appeal to the narcissistic men and women. Because, to have a loud truck like that, they act like as if, even when I was a little child, like 6, 7 years old, if there's a loud truck that passed by, it made me feel like the same kind of stupid. Like if I hear a toilet flush or hear a loud truck passing by, it made me feel the same kind of stupid as being yelled at or being screamed at. And I'm 39 years old and my childhood never left me because I'm still being lectured, screamed at, told off, disrespected, abused by people of any and all ages. I mean, I'm about to be 40 next month. And, I'm sitting here feeling kind of sad because the biological sister Belinda that we supposedly never met, she died a week after her, see, they're having a loud bass music. What time is it? 4:25 in the morning? 4:25 in the morning. No, it's 4:29. Yeah, they like to wait till around 4:30 to be blasting loud music and stuff. Like around the same time every day. Can't get a whole day worth of peace. So so the biological sister Belinda, excuse me, I think it was 8 days after her 40th birthday she died. What if she would have still been alive though? But, I don't even know if they would have brainwashed her against me. or make her avoid me like the plague, or don't like me, or have an aversion. But the family hate me so much, but they waited till after Belinda died to act like they idolized and worship her and cared about her so much. And then they started to try to compare me to Belinda, trying to tell me, "Oh, Candy, don't Candy look just like Belinda?" And then my twin sister would be like, I almost wanted to beat the fuck out of you because you look just like, I almost thought you were Belinda." Like, she would try to tell me that she almost wanted to beat the fuck out of me because she thought that she almost thought I looked like Belinda, that almost thought that I was Belinda. So but they try to compare our looks. I don't think I look shit like Belinda at all. I don't think I look like Belinda at all. Just like there's no resemblance between uh Wyatt and Pete. Like Wyatt and Pete don't, and Ramona and Pete, you wouldn't even think that they're siblings. But some people feel like we all, no matter what, some people feel like all nine of us look alike. That all nine of us look just alike. You know, excuse me. So so some people feel like all nine of us look just alike. But I don't think so. I mean, Belinda and Ramona don't look shit alike. And my twin sister and Pete damn sure don't look alike. My twin sister is twins with the biological brother Derek, and I'm twins with a cross between Mark and Sean. Always been told that growing up. But Wyatt and Mark don't look alike to me. They're both light skinned, or what they call the light skinned pretty Creoles or whatever. But Ramona looks like a female Wyatt. Or should I say vice versa? Oh, yeah, look who was born first. Yeah, that's how she said. Yeah, who was born first? So, then, Pete and Sean look kind of similar. It's like Sean looks like both me and Pete mixed in together, but I don't think that I look anything like Pete at all. I don't think I resemble him at all. But Sean is the only sibling that looks like anything like Pete. But Belinda looks like herself to me out of all the siblings. Belinda and Ramona don't look alike at all. And they're maternal half siblings. And you know, my twin sister and Derek, them two look alike. But yeah. Am I missing somebody? But yeah, I'm sitting here feeling like, well, I'm about to be 40. And so is Ramona about to be freaking, I guess she's 59 years old or something. I don't know. I done freaking lost, you know, I guess Belinda would have been 60 this year if she would have still been living. And then the biological the biological half sister, Yolanda. But Yolanda don't look like none of us. Well, she looked like Wyatt a little bit. But she looked like Wyatt a little bit. But Samuetta, I haven't seen enough pictures of her. Only a couple of. But I've met Yolanda. I've seen Yolanda a few times, and I really think Ramona put stuff in Yolanda's head to make her not want to be bothered or not want to associate with us. Because that's Arthur's side of the family. And they lie and say, oh, y'all don't belong to Arthur because you're not light-skinned like him. We don't have to be light-skinned to be his kids. Yolanda damn sure wasn't light-skinned, but y'all will falsely glorify her as light-skinned. So, but strange, if you have kids or grandkids that look more like your siblings than they do of you. So, for example, my twin sister felt like as if Raven looks like as if me and Dwayne made a baby together. I'm like, oh, don't say that. Don't, please don't say that. She said, Raven look like as if Katie and Dwayne made a baby. But she thinks that her son McKeithen smiles like the biological cousin Rebecca, but she thinks that Ivan looks kind of like Derek. But Ivan looks like Dwayne Jr. But Derek has a son that looks like as if Derek got himself pregnant. I guess his name is Derek Jr. or something. And I met him, I think, only one time for Blake's funeral. And Derek at that time had another baby on the way. And so the biological mom, Frances, would make jokes and try to be like, well, Brandy and Derek are trying to rush to see who can have more babies or whatever. I'm like, well, you say that only one child. I mean, at that time, my twin sister had just Raven. But the biological mom, Frances, would create false rumors, lying and saying that, well, she would make false rumors, lying and saying that, that Brandy and Derek are in a competition to see who can have the most babies the fastest or something like that. But I don't think it was intentional, but I think she was trying to create a war between her own kids. But see, Belinda, the biological sister Belinda, I think that she looked like the biological mom, Frances, more than any of us kids. But then I get told that I look more like the biological mom, Frances, than any of us kids. See, they got these loud-ass pickup trucks. So yeah. Let me see something before I go. So, you hear? I got my air conditioner running. That might be why y'all can't hear as great. But they got loud trucks passing by. I'm not talking about those 18-wheelers or nothing. I'm talking about loud pickup trucks that will startle me out of my sleep if I was sleeping. I need to get my ass to sleep, get my ass to bed. But I guess for today, I guess I only ate twice yesterday. But today, I guess I'll just have I don't know if I'll eat twice or 3 times today, but I'm going to try to not have the Klondike ice cream. But I'll just have me some cereal for now. And then hot dogs later on. I need to make a grocery store appointment to the real grocery store. But I don't know if Aldi has a produce section though. I don't know if Aldi has a produce section. See, another loud truck. I don't know if Aldi has a produce section. But I do not need any I do not need any more coconut oil. But I mean, I don't know if I'll go to Aldi or somewhere else. I don't know. But Aldi seem like they have a lot of packaged foods, not a bunch of fresh foods. Like fresh meat and fresh produce and stuff. I'm just rambling on. So thanks for listening to me, and I'll see y'all later.